Hello all, here is a simple code snippet where a float variable is declared and it is assigned a value of 7.7. Now what we are doing is we are comparing the var1 with 7.7 as 7.7 is assigned, and we are checking in the if condition we are printing if they are equal, and if they are not equal we are just saying they are not equal. Okay, a simple code, right? Now when we run this, what is the expectation basically is, because we assigned var1 to 7.7, they must be equal, right? But if you see, the output is they are not equal. Surprising, right? How come they are not equal? This is where we need to remember two things in C programming. So basically, a float variable is assigned 4 bytes of memory, and any decimal number that you use in C programming, the memory that is used is 8 bytes. This is basically a double, and this var1 is a float. So now what we are doing is we are actually assigning a double value to a float. So for this, we have to convert this double value to a float. Okay, now for this, the simplest thing that we can do is typecast. So what we can do is to compare those two numbers, use typecasting to convert a float to a double to a float, and then try to run this. You can see they are equal, which is expected, right? Another way of writing is declare 7.7 itself as a float number, 7.7f, and when you run this, you see again var1, they are compared and it is said as they are equal. Okay, so this is how a comparison of float variables happens in C programming. Now to double confirm, okay, let us try to print the memory size that is occupied by the float and the decimal values. Okay, sorry, float and the double values. Now percentage d comma size of, we are trying to print var1. Okay, let us try to put slash n here. Okay, so that if we put slash n we get this. Okay, now let us try to print. Now we are trying to see the size that is occupied by var1. As we said, it is 4 bytes. So that means a float number is basically a 32-bit is stored as a 32-bit number in C program. Now let us try to see what happens with 7.7. Okay. Now if we see with 7.7, you see there is 8 bytes that is occupied by the double, which is basically 64, right? So double occupies 64 bit, and the float occupies 32 bit. So we have around 6 decimal digits in a float number, whereas in double we have 15 digits in the decimal number. So this is the major difference. So that is the reason why when we compare the value that is assigned to a float variable, we see an error. And this, to make it compatible, you might have to declare it specifically as a float or typecast it to a float before comparing with a float variable.